So the first part of the process is really building relationships. And in terms of building relationships, what we want to do is we want to turn cold prospects into warm conversations.
Welcome to the Master Dealmakers Secrets podcast. And now, here's sales growth strategist, John Blake.
Welcome to Master Dealmaker Secrets. I'm John Blake. This is episode 245. And this week we're going to be talking about how you can turn your business into a sales machine. The 5 steps that you need to take to turn your business into a sales revenue generating machine. So I'm going to get stuck straight into it. So this, interestingly enough, is exactly what we cover off in the 6-week sales transformation training that I am now running. And so we'll get stuck into it. So the first part of the process is really building relationships. And in terms of building relationships, what we want to do is we want to turn cold prospects into warm conversations. And there's a bunch of different ways that we can do that. We can certainly look at some of the people that we already have in our ecosystem. We can convert and optimize a lot of the people that we've spoken to that haven't bought yet. So that's a really easy part of that whole, turning leads into warm conversations. Obviously, a big part of that is identifying your ideal client profile and getting super clear on who your best buyers are, the ones that give you the least drama, the ones that are easiest to deal with, and the ones that are easiest to convert. So if we can get clear on who they are, it makes it so much easier for us to be able to identify them, and it also makes it so much easier for us to be able to attract them. So we want to also develop compelling conversations that get the attention of those type people. We want to get systematic with our prospecting. In the last episode 244, we talked about fanatical prospecting and about how having really strong deal flow really does solve so many different sales problems that you've got in your business. If you've got lots of people to talk to, it makes almost all sales problems go away, or at least sales conversion problems anyway. We want to get super systematic with that prospecting that I just talked about. And we also want to maximize relationships with our power base of contacts. And these are people that are probably already sending business to you without you really having to do anything. They could be great clients. They could be big advocates of what it is that you do. So the first part of that is really maximizing and optimizing everything that's going on in your prospect ecosystem, and it will involve some outbound type prospecting. But you can have a lot of success with that if you're super clear on who you want, super clear on who you can best help, and it makes it so much easier to put a compelling message in front of them. So the first step is to master that build relationships part of the process. The second step is to locate ready buyers, and that is really a qualification process. So we effectively have a qualification process, then we have a discovery process, and we want also, we want obviously to convert inquiries into clients, but our discovery process, the part at the front end, often needs to be as much, if not more, of a disqualification process than what it is an actual qualification process. Because if we end up spending a lot of time with people that aren't really a great fit for whatever reason, the timing might be off, maybe they've got a particular set of circumstances that would be better served with another product or service, then we would be better to disqualify them, have a nice way to say no. That's often another thing that we build for people, is that we give them a nice way to say no to people that aren't the right fit, so that we can actually concentrate and focus and spend more time on the people that we can actually really help. So in doing so, we want to optimize every unconverted sale in our pipeline. We want to make sure that we're asking the right questions to qualify. And as I said, disqualify. We want to uncover budget, timing. We want to make sure that we understand the decision-making process that the buyer is going to take. And as I said, we want to disqualify politely so that we can focus on real opportunities. The third step is to articulate value. And that really is to position your product or service as the obvious choice. We want to uncover the power of stories in our discovery and in our presentation. We want to connect features to specific customer benefits. So we want a way that we can actually mold or combine the product knowledge that we have within the sales conversation. Often they sit separately. So often we'll have, I'll work with clients that have got a really deep understanding of product knowledge, but they're not really, it's sitting separate to the sales conversation. So I actually have a specific way that you can combine product knowledge with the sales conversation, which actually works really, really well. We want to, make sure that we're dealing with different personality types in the right way. And we want to create presentations that are really punchy, they're to the point, and everything that comes out of your mouth and everything that is written in a way that has the highest likelihood of conversion. So there are processes around how to put proposals together. There are processes in terms of how to present proposals in a way that get accepted. And the whole idea is that we control the process. Just like we control the qualification process, we also control the presentation process. And so the step 4 is we want to kill objections. And the best way to kill objections is to actually cover off on them before they actually become objections. So ideally, your sales process should have covered off on every single one of the reasons why a person won't go ahead before you make a offer. So the whole idea is that if we can cover off on all of the different reasons why someone won't go ahead first, then we can actually make an offer that has the highest likelihood of success. If we don't cover off on all of those objections and then we make our offer, we are so much more likely to get derailed by something that we just didn't cover off on before. So the highest converting sales processes are the ones where we effectively cover off on every possible reason why they won't go ahead. And that allows us to disqualify someone before we actually go to the trouble of making an offer to them or putting pen to paper, because we don't want to write a quote or put a proposal in front of someone or present something to someone when there is a good reason why they won't go ahead, because there was an objection that we didn't cover off on leading up to that actual recommendation, that offer that we were making that person. So we want to make sure that we effectively kill objections before they crop up. But then if they do crop up, we want to make sure that we actually do cover off on them, that we actually have a way to be able to deal with anything that might come up. But as I said, the best way is to cover off on all of those objections before we actually make the offer to the client. And then the fifth part is really just having a very conversational way that you can move the sale forward. So what is the most conversational way that we can secure confirm somebody's choice to go ahead, but do it in the most conversational way possible? And really, there are only one of two outcomes. The person either says yes, or we confirm when the next conversation is going to take place, and we can move the opportunity forward like that. And then the last step is really just to make sure that you've got systems in place. So follow-up sequences, systems for managing opportunities. If there are multiple people in your sales team, you want to have a really good framework for your weekly opportunity management meeting. So who have we got in our pipeline? What are the next steps for each one of these people to move them forward so that no opportunities slip through the cracks and get forgotten about, because those people are probably going to get followed up by someone else and they're going to buy from someone else. So making sure that we've got referral systems in place, making sure that we've got a CRM system that maps all of our opportunities so that we can have every single one of the people that we talk to convert into a paying client within the shortest period of time possible. And effectively develop retention strategies and perhaps an ongoing offer that we can make to people once they're a client so that they stay with us. So that's a bit of an overview of what it is that we cover off on in the 6-week sales transformation training that we work with. The first step is to do a diagnostic. So what I am doing now is I'm running a diagnostic with people, and it's actually a custom diagnostic. So what happens is that I actually send somebody a customized diagnostic document that is customized for their particular business, and then they complete that, and then I catch up and we look through a specific systemized step-by-step process for that client to get the growth that they're looking for, and we address that in the 6-week training. So if you are interested in that, there's a couple of different ways you can do it. You can go to jblakerx.com and that'll take you to the diagnostic page, or you can simply go to John Blake, or just do a Google search for John Blake Sales. My website will come up and you want to go to the sales audit page. And all you need to do is click on that link. You will then, there is a nominal fee for that particular process. You book yourself in, and that you'll be taken to my calendar, so you can book yourself in. It's a 90-minute session. I will then send you the diagnostic. You'll complete it. You'll send it back to me, and then we'll jump on Zoom, and I will uncover at least 3 strategies that will generate you a minimum of 10K in the short term to get you some quick wins, to get everything taken care of and have a really high ROI on your initial investment. And then off the back of that, you can either do the 6-week training, or you can take the strategies and implement them yourself, or in the unlikely event that we feel like we've wasted each other's time, I will refund your investment on the spot. So appreciate you listening. As always, thank you for listening to the podcast. I will talk to you on the next one. Catch you soon.
You've been listening to Master Dealmaker Secrets with John Blake. Subscribe to get more in-depth strategies and maximize your sales process with new episodes every other week. And double your inquiry to sale conversion with the lead flow you already have. Go to johnblakeaudio.com for his exclusive, free, no-fluff audio training and companion PDF guide.